home brewing is a lot like cooking. You put things together. You know, you combine the barley with the yeast and the hops, and you cook it, and all the variables that you can change, and it's also so it's very creative, just like cooking is. And I like to cook, and it was a natural transition to that. I'm an all-grain brewer, which means I take whole malted barley, and I add water to, and combine different grains together to make a recipe. And then I add those grains to water, and the carbohydrate or the starch in the barley converts to sugar. And then I drain the water from the barley, and I boil that, and I add hops to it at different intervals. And then I cool it, add yeast to it, and the yeast ferment it. And after the yeast is done fermenting, we have beer. From the time I'm taking my equipment out to the time I'm putting it away, it's about 4.5 to 5 hours. From the time I pitch the yeast, depends a lot. There's a lot of variables. That the earliest it'll be done in about a week and a half, and some beers will take a lot longer than that to come into maturity. I used to try to make commercial style beers. You know, I tried a two-hearted ale from Bell's and wanted to make that beer. But now it's like cooking, you learn your ingredients and you learn the process. Well, I know what I kind of like in a pale ale or an IPA, and I know what I like in a stout. I know what I like in an English ale. So I have my own recipes, but I've come up with them over time through using other people's recipes. So I had a baseline at one time, but now I kind of create my own recipes. It's a way for me to get by myself with my thoughts, and just a lot of times I just brew by myself, and I'm there with my equipment and making beer, making something with my hands.